Welcome everybody to episode number 49 of the Third Son Gaming Podcast. I'm your host Tyler, joined as always by our three co-hosts, starting with Mike. Mike, how you doing today?
I feel pretty, bro. Very, very pretty. How about you?
That's fantastic.
You are a pretty man.
You know,
thank you, sir.
If you look at our new graphic, which we have up, you can see Mike's very pretty man. So,
I'm just curious when I got blonde hair. I don't remember that.
Well, you're the second one in.
You're the second
bearded
one
in.
Oh, I'm in the basketball jersey?
Yeah, you don't even know which one you are.
I was trying to figure out who I am. I'm like, I don't know who I am.
You have an identity crisis. So
that's what I was just about to say.
You are the second one in. Because basketball is really big in Canada. I don't know if you knew that.
Well, not wearing shirts is popular in Canada. Like just wearing an undershirt around, just walking around in that.
All right.
Yeah, haven't you seen Trailer Park Boys?
Yeah.
Because we should base all our opinions of Canada off Trailer Park Boys. So.
Yes,
very much so. It is accurate. It is
Mr. Bubbles.
Smokes. Send me your smokes, people. I need smokes.
So, also joining us is Graham. Graham, how are you?
I'm doing well. This is a long weekend for me, and the weather isn't going to be that great, so I got a great excuse to stay in and play some video games. I'm hoping to complete at least one game this weekend. Hopefully I don't set my bar too high and go with anything too extensive, but that is my plan. We'll see how that works out. I'll let you know next week.
Are you going to have tornadoes tearing through your town? Because that's what we had yesterday.
God.
No.
Yeah,
but,
we had...
If that's a good reason to not go to work, I would welcome that. But if it takes out my power, then I would not welcome it.
You guys got to hear this one. All right, so real quick, I decided what was it, Thursday, Tyler? Yeah, it was Thursday. I decided just to go across the street real quick to the store. So I get there, and all of a sudden it starts raining, and then I get out of the store, and I hear the faint sirens from the Air Force Base down the street going off, and I'm like, oh shit. So I start walking really, really, really fast back home. By the time I turn the corner into the apartment complex, my phone starts going nuts with emergency broadcasts, and I go inside and I turn on the TV, and it says a tornado has touched down 9 miles south of you. It is headed northeast at 35 miles an hour. What is it? Contact is, it says something like contact is imminent. Get shelter now, go into the basement, whatever it may be. And I'm going, I don't have a basement. What do you want me to do? You know? So here I am, I'm like, I text Tyler, I'm like, shit, dude. I'm like, all right, so he's like, open all the windows. And I'm like, why? So it can come in and say hi? You know?
No, so you crack the window so the pressure stays the same, so it doesn't shatter the window.
So I'm like, I grab his dog, and I throw him in the bathroom, and I grab the other dog, 'cause the other dog is like spazzy and runs all over the place, and I put it in the crate. And I'm sitting there, and I'm walking back and forth between the apartment, looking out the other window, looking out this window. Apparently, it died right before it hit the town. And dude, if it would have kept going, it would have hit me directly on.
Yeah, I was watching it like from work, and it was because at work we have to like move everybody to the back, like all the people in the store and everything to the back of the store. It was the first time I ever had to do it. We move everybody back, get them all in the back hallway, whatever. It's all safe and good, whatever, or at least as safe as it can be. And I'm watching it on radar, and I'm like, shit, that's heading like right directly towards where I live. So
it's funny now. I wasn't laughing at the time.
So the first thing I do is like go on and just look at my renter's insurance to make sure that it's current and correct
and covers tornadoes.
Yes. So I did that first, but it ended up working out okay. So
that's good to hear.
There was a close call, but anyway, Eugene joining us also. How you doing?
All right. We've been having the same storms and issues here as well. I've actually had some rolling blackouts here today. It kind of feels like I live in California again under Gray Davis.
Yeah,
well,
only Californians get that joke.
I remember going through that. That was so dumb.
So, thank you for that. But want to say, if you're joining us on the Respawn Network, first of all, thank you. And second, welcome. And if you'd like to join the conversation more, you can head over to Facebook. Join our forums there. Just type in Third Son Gaming Podcast Forums. That's THIRDSUN Gaming. And when you're there, go ahead and join the forums. And if you just ask a question that we read on the show, you're entered for our monthly giveaway, which we'll be doing here shortly, I think next week, right, guys? So,
Yes.
with that said as well, I really like to send a thank you out to all of our listeners that have been around kind of since the very beginning, because you guys are awesome, and you've given us the opportunity to be a part of the Respawn Network now and do these things for these great sites, XboxCulture.net and PlayStationCulture.net, soon to also be NintendoCulture.net. We really appreciate that opportunity, and we're going to be, it's a great time, I think, for us to announce that during E3 week, we're going to be doing a lot of really cool stuff. So last year we had a few podcasts covering all the conferences for E3, and that was actually the kickoff of our podcast. And we're excited to announce a few things. So first of all, starting next week with episode number 50, which I think is a great, appropriate time to do it. With episode number 50, we will be live on Twitch every single week. On Thursday, we will be starting at 8 p.m. Eastern and 5 p.m. Pacific. And we'll be on the Respawn Network on Twitch, or you can go ahead and go to twitch.tv/ThirdSunGaming and catch us there as well. If you ask questions during the show in the chat, we read them on the air. You'll be entered to win as well. So, on top of that, we're really excited to announce that during E3, we're going to have some really cool stuff going on. We'll be doing a lot of podcasts as we did last year, covering all the major conferences that are going on for the week, plus our normal Thursday one to cover just the conference as a whole. But we'll be doing pre and post game for the Respawn Network on their Twitch channel, and also ours. We'll be piggybacking theirs onto ours for every single conference that's going on, all the major ones anyway. So starting with, I believe it's EA on the first Saturday, we'll be doing pre and post for about 20 minutes or so before the conference and 20 minutes after, and then carrying into Sunday with Microsoft and Bethesda, and then into Monday with Ubisoft and Sony. And I apologize if I'm missing any there. But on top of that, we've always been, wanting to give back to our community and do some giveaways, some really cool stuff, and we have some cool stuff planned for E3, bigger than we did even last holiday season. We're going to be trying to give you guys copies of the new games coming out this fall. And the best way to win those is to take part, be part of the Twitch streams, and go onto our Facebook page and ask questions that are going to be read on the show. We'll be getting you more information as we get closer to E3, but we're really excited to announce those things for you. I think it's really cool. And thank you again to our listeners that have been around since the beginning. It's because of you that we have the opportunity to do these things now.
Yes,
thank you. We've definitely made some good friends, Raz and Steve and Dylan. I don't like any of them, but I think they're okay.
You don't like anybody.
And
I'm
that's
sure
just,
the feeling
I like
is
you,
mutual, though,
Eugene.
so it's all good.
and
You
really
like
that's
me.
just, and really that's just scratching the surface. Beyond those three, there's so many more that have been a big part of our community.
We do not discriminate.
Those are just the ones I don't like.
Yeah.
If you're from Canada, you're still cool.
Yeah, so we really appreciate it. Thank you so much, and please tell your friends. The best thing you do is tell your friends. Join our Facebook page and download the podcast. You can head to pretty much any podcasting app you have. Look up Third Sun Gaming Podcast, THIRDSUN Gaming, and download that and subscribe to it. That way, you make sure you never miss an episode. So we also have a Discord channel now. Yes.
So if you're not into social media, we can post up on our maybe our Twitch page and our Facebook page. If you want to see the Discord channel, we'll post it up on there so you can join that. We actually had a few questions this week on Discord, so
also
in a nutshell, Eugene, can you explain what Discord is?
So Discord is
people don't quite know.
Sure. So we talked about it a few weeks ago whenever we had a question sent in by Raz, like if we could make a Discord channel. And basically what it is it's just a chat forum. So we have a chat forum page, and it actually has different subjects there. I have different feeds for what our gamer tags are, PSN IDs, and then there's a specific feed as well just for questions. So you can submit questions, and then there's also you can make your own little feed or topic to talk about. But we have those locked topics there where you can share your gamer tag, share your PSN ID, and also just chat with us in the group.
Okay, so question for you too. Other people might have this question. I signed up for Discord, and then I went to go add people, and you kind of need something like a friend code.
Yeah.
Now-
So you.
Yep,
So
go
there
ahead.
is so there is a friend code, and then there is a Discord channel code, and you have to have that code to join our channel. So like I said, it took me some time to get used to it too. I haven't added any friends on there or anything because I only know really one person on there. But you can add our Discord channel code room to join our room.
Okay,
Cool.
and how do we find that code room? Like, can you tell us that?
Yeah, I'm gonna put it on. I'll have it. Whenever we talk about questions, I'll have it ready for questions. So I'll read it at that time, and then we'll post it on our Facebook page as well.
Okay, and
Okay,
also
sounds good.
posted in the podcast kind of summary for this week, so it's on Xbox Culture and PlayStation Culture as well.
Good
It's
idea.
funny.
So-
It's
Yeah.
funny that Raz suggested this because it's not Facebook, but yet it can serve the same purpose as Facebook.
It's
Yeah, I
social
know.
media.
I
Yeah,
know. So, but whichever venue you use to ask questions, guys, it counts towards being entered
Yeah.
for our giveaways.
It does.
And we really appreciate it because we'd love to talk about what you want to hear rather than just making up stuff to talk about ourselves. So, all right. Anything else? Any other plugging before we go on and actually get into the show?
Just your dog's butt. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. All right. Well, with that, let's get into news. Starting with Destiny 2. Destiny had a little bit of a week in the news. So Destiny 2 reveals gameplay trailer and new modes in the game. First of all, they're going to have matchmaking for raids this time around.
I like
which
that.
was not the case last time. And I'm interested to see what people end up thinking. Because I can see people coming in and joining a raid and either like trying to troll or just quitting halfway through and really ticking off a lot of people. But I can also see it as being really cool for people who didn't have the opportunity to play raids the first time around. So,
Well, it seems like when you play matchmaking like this, it's kind of like the going trend. You might get somebody good, or you might get somebody
Yeah.
out to sabotage you. So like the pros of it is really good, and the cons of it is frustrating. So I'm hoping that people have more of a positive experience with it.
I hope so.
I don't.
Yeah, go ahead,
I
Mike.
don't know if they put this option there. They probably didn't, but it would be a good way to curb that whole quitting thing. Is to require you have a little button to hit to require mic usage.
Yeah.
So if they get on and they'll talk and everything, then they'll usually stay. But if they're little don't want to talk and stay off the mic, usually those are the people that quit.
Yeah, I agree. And that's a good point. I found, though, the Destiny community is one of the better communities out there
Oh yeah.
in terms of people helping each other and doing, just cool stuff for each other.
Yeah,
So,
personally, I haven't had any issues with matchmaking on Destiny. I mean, like once in a while, but for the most part, if somebody joins matchmaking, they want to finish that mission.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited to hear about the raids matchmaking because I never really had a chance to try any of the raids. Because you really, whenever you set up for a raid, you have to really know the people that you're playing with. You have to have so many players, so it's hard to get that many friends together and say, hey, let's start here, and for the next 2 hours we're going to be doing this raid, or sometimes longer than that. So I really like that they have that matchmaking
So,
feature,
Eugene,
like you said.
Eugene, I can tell you right now, your problems are solved this year because I'm definitely getting the game. Graham's getting the game. You're getting the game. Steve from our community has said he's going to get the game. He's going to play with us, do raids.
Dylan.
Dylan
Don't
from our
forget Dylan.
community has said he's going to get it, and I know Raz is going to get it.
Yeah.
So at the very least there, we've got 6, and we're good. And if anybody
So-
else wants to join, feel free. And
Yeah, I mean,
we'll have a great time.
I'm totally down for that, and definitely, and it wasn't just like I knew tons of friends that played Destiny. It was just like, hey, could we all get together at like 8 o'clock
Right.
tonight, do this raid, and then
Yeah.
they had some friends that they wanted to join. Getting everyone together is kind of hard to do, so that they simplified it makes it awesome.
Yep. So that'll be good. Yeah, go ahead, Mike.
Don't fall off your chair, Tyler. But I'm actually going to give it a try this year.
Oh my god. Like playing with other
That was-
people?
Yeah, maybe one
Oh
of
my
you
God.
fools.
Because
You mean
Mike,
not
the first time,
NHL?
because
Yeah.
the first time, so let me say, the first time, like, I like Destiny 1, but it has its limitations, and it has its barriers. And, there's an issue with that. But, like Destiny 1, Mike, you mostly played by yourself. And you didn't get too
I
much
played with
in.
you.
Right, but we didn't get into, like, doing 6-player stuff. We didn't get into
Oh, no.
doing all that type of thing. And I think that's where the fun of the game is. You know, and we got caught up in like Loot Cave for a while and stupid stuff like that. And like, what fun is that to sit there and just like shoot a cave?
It was
forever?
fun.
But that's Bungie's fault for having the RNG system kind of messed up from the beginning. And to their credit, they really learned a lot from the first game and corrected all of that in the first game. So I think now when we see Destiny 2 come out, we're going to see a pretty cool experience. I have high hopes for this game, and I'm really looking forward to the beta, which will be sometime, I think, probably late this summer. If I remember right, the Destiny beta was in August or late July, before the first game came out. So we'll see when that is, but I've already pre-ordered the game. I pre-ordered with the expansion packs. So nice. I'm primed for it and ready to go.
Baller.
Yep, so also for Destiny 2, let's get through the rest of this, then we'll talk about them. All PvP will now be 4 versus 4 instead of 6v6, which was in the first one. There's a new mode called Countdown, where players will play on offense and defense, where the goal is to plant a bomb at the enemy base and defend it until it explodes. And finally, the PC version has no release date yet, so warning out there to PC players. There's no release date yet for Destiny 2 on PC, as they want to make sure they get it right. There's a different company developing the game, and the PC version will go through Blizzard's Battle.net rather than Steam.
That's interesting.
So they felt they had more confidence in Blizzard's setup for it than Steam. So for whatever reason that is, great. But
right.
But I'm interested, Eugene, why you're a little sour on the 4v4.
Because I really enjoyed 6v6. I thought it was a good number. 4v4 just seems, and even with the maps with the first Destiny, they were kind of large. It is even hard to find some people on the map sometimes, so it just kind of concerns me 4v4. So I hope there's a secondary option for a larger map size, which I'm sure they will have that. That's my only concern with that. But I like that new kind of, it sounds like search and destroy, kind of where you plant a bomb and or demolition rather.
Yeah, I was to say search and destroy too, but in comparison, when I read 4 versus 4, it makes me think of Halo 5.
Yep.
Because I'm sure some modes have maybe more, but the modes I've played has been 4 versus 4, and with the maps, it seemed to work really well. So if they're taking a cue from how Halo 5 did it, and you're going to restructure the size of their maps, because it's Bungie as well, right? So it's a very good chance that it will follow the Halo 5. So for 4 versus 4 seems like it will work if they have the proper map size for it. So I can understand where you come from, Eugene, but let's be optimistic and think that it's going to work.
And that's what I was going to say. It all comes down to map size. So if these maps are huge and it's 4v4, then you could be wandering around a lot trying to find somebody. But I think for a game like Halo, and that's a game that's going to bring up 2 gram, 4v4 is awesome. Like, there's a lot going on all the time. There's not a whole lot of time where you spend like walking around trying to find people.
No, it's true.
So I think it'll be good. Any thoughts on the countdown mode or the PC version?
I'm just wondering about PC version, because there's no release date yet. Is there still a chance it could be released at the same time, or is this for sure it's going to be much later? There
is, but I would guess at this point that we'll see it later.
Now, for PC, for the first Destiny, how much after was the PC release, or did it coincide at the same time?
They didn't have a PC release.
Yeah, there's no PC.
Well, there we go.
It was console.
Yeah, a lot of people are upset about it, so that's probably why they're making sure that they include it this time around.
And they don't. Okay. And what the reasoning they gave is they don't want it to just be a port. Like, this is going to be a true 4K experience on PC with all that stuff too. So they want it to be a genuine PC experience. So they're trying to make sure they get it right.
This won't be a Play Anywhere title then, right? It'll be 2 separate purchases.
So that was my question
on
PC.
I mean, so that was my thing. So with Activision putting it on their own server, do you think there is a possibility for crossplay?
I don't, and the reason is they have their deal already with PlayStation.
Yeah.
Or maybe not even cross-platform, but maybe just kind of like how they've done with Final Fantasy in the past, and kind of like how Rocket League has the rumor going around that they're going to have it with Xbox. Do you think they might do something like that with PlayStation, where PlayStation and PC players can play together?
That's possible. I see that. We'll see what is announced at E3. I could see that being an announcement there. I would love to see this be like an Xbox Play Anywhere title. I don't see that happening at all because of their agreement with Sony. And at least they backed off this time around. So Destiny 1, you could get exclusive strikes. So you're getting actual game content that isn't in another console's version when you're paying the same price.
Mm-hmm.
And that I have a problem with. This time around, you just get it early. So there's no difference in the content that you get. It's just you get it earlier or later, which is pretty standard for these types of deals. But,
especially for PC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. But
I don't. Here's the thing, though. I don't know if I like the whole different studio doing the PC version. I understand that all the code and everything gets sent over to them. They do their thing and send it back, and they're not on top of it because they don't know exactly. I mean, there's notes and everything like that, but I don't see why the studio couldn't have just hired PC programmers to do it for themselves.
yeah, and I hope it doesn't turn out like you remember Batman Arkham Knight on PC. What a disaster that was.
Yes.
On PC. I hope it doesn't turn out like that. I really don't, because Destiny has so much potential and promise to it. And I think especially now that they've kind of learned from the first game. And I'm really hyped. This is one of the games I'm most hyped for in 2017. So I really hope they learn from it, and I hope there's not a cloud over the game because of the PC experience at launch. But to their credit, they're not committing to a date yet. They want to make sure they get it right. So, yeah, go ahead.
Let me ask you something. You said in the beginning that they were going to be using Blizzard servers. Now I heard somebody say Activision's going to be using Activision servers when they were referring to the PC. What is the deal with that?
Well, Activision owns Blizzard, so it's kind of the same.
They
deal.
do?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Blizzard Activision. It's been like that for years.
I didn't know that, though. I had no idea they acquired Blizzard. I had no
So
idea.
if you buy stock, in the company, it's actually Activision Blizzard. Yep.
Yeah. Huh.
Yep.
I must have been out of school that day. I must have been homesick because I did not know that they acquired.
10
You
years
didn't get the memo?
No. 10 years ago?
I want to say it's been a while.
It's been shorter than that since I played World of Warcraft.
It's
I'll look
been
it up
at
real quick, but
least
it's been a
it's
little
been
bit.
at least 5 years. At least 5 years. So
Well, it's been at least 5
2008.
years since I played.
2008.
So 9
Yeah,
years.
so almost
Wow.
10 years.
Yeah, it's about probably about 2007 I stopped playing. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I had no idea. Like I said, I guess I was out sick from the world when that happened. Wow.
Yeah. All
I
right.
had no idea.
Let's move on so we can get through the news here. South Park, the Fractured Butthole game I've very much been looking forward to.
Do you like
Finally.
buttholes?
Sure.
And was disappointed.
And was very disappointed and angry over
Didn't you
multiple
cancel?
delays.
Didn't you
No,
cancel your
I
order over it?
didn't. I didn't.
Oh, you
and
didn't.
I'm now finally glad that I didn't. Because it has a new release date. I'm not going to say official, I'm going to say new. Release date of October 17th, 2017. That's 2017. It's coming up Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and PC. And I don't know about you guys. I think there's lots of the rumors out there that this game was changed up a lot because of the result of the election in the United States. And it seems to fit the theory. And we'll find out when we play the game, right? We'll see. We'll know. You play the game and we'll see how it plays out.
My question is, what if Trump gets impeached? Will they delay it
Oh,
again?
God.
I am not a political person. I don't discuss politics very much at all, if possible. But I have a funny feeling there are numerous times today that Mike Pence goes into the bathroom and fist pumps. You know?
Yeah,
At
I
this
know.
point.
I know. So, I'm not sure.
As long as there's no women around.
Like, if Trump was close to getting impeached and it meant this game might get delayed, I don't know which direction I would go on that. Because I want to play the damn game. The first game was so much fun.
Put it in DLC.
Yeah.
Now,
like
I heard there's like, I think 4 versions of this coming out. So,
Yes.
are you thinking about changing which version you're going to get, Tyler? Are you going to
No
no,
Switch.
I'm
the vanilla
not.
one that you got?
Yeah, I think I'm going to stick with the vanilla version, the standard, and yeah, I'd like to see. I didn't see anything really cool and special in like a super special edition. As far as
it seems like it's a
goes.
ridiculous amount of different versions.
I'm getting the gold.
4.
Yeah, there's like 4 different versions. So there's 2 versions and 2 gold versions on top of it. So, and I actually wrote up the article at xboxculture.net this week on that release. So if you want to check that out, head over to our Facebook page too, or to xboxculture.net. But for me,
Hey,
like,
Tyler.
yeah.
You know damn good and well that he's like, oh well, South Park has 4 different versions. If Zelda had 4 different versions, you'd have every single one of the freaking versions.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, Graham.
This is
But-
not true. This is not
So
true.
I'll say this:
Please.
one of the coolest collectibles I got is I do Loot Crate for gaming,
Yeah.
and I got the flag that says Coon and Friends.
Yes.
That's pretty cool.
Damn, well, that's awesome. Like that's going up. And once we start doing like later down the road, when we start doing like a full Twitch show with full video and everything, that will definitely be included in Eyesight. So that's probably the best collectible I could have gotten.
Mhm.
And by the way, we'll have a lot of stuff out of the Loot Crate Gaming stuff as giveaways during E3. So again, make sure you're submitting questions and taking part in either Discord or Facebook, or sending them through email at mail@thirdsungaming.com. So with that, are you guys still excited for this game?
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
I am, big time.
I love the
The
first
first
one,
one was a
and
lot of fun.
Yeah, I played it. I played through it twice. Got the platinum
Uh-huh.
and 100% it on Xbox, and I really wish I had DLC. And I'm glad that they've said they're including DLC in this game,
Oh yeah.
or expansions rather.
Yeah.
So Graham, are you? Did you play through this?
I did not play through it. I got into it, and then I just got sidetracked, and I just never went back to it. I'm hoping to go back into it, and there's a good chance that I will get this because it's one of those like games that you don't take serious and it's fun and you laugh
Yes.
while you play it.
Did you
so
make it
Yes.
to Canada?
Yeah, I was gonna ask that. Did you make it to the Canada level?
I did not make
You need to play
Oh my
it.
God,
need
you
to
gotta go back
it
and play it.
just to get to Canada.
No,
Yeah,
I
Yeah,
live
yeah.
in
It's
Canada
a
now. I
game
gotta play a
changer.
game to get to where I
Yes,
live.
it's
Yes.
the best ever.
Yes.
Like I
It
spent
is the best part of the game.
Let me guess. I take only one road to get there.
No. Yeah.
No.
No,
yeah,
no. There's special directions to get to Canada.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, but
I'll-
the thing
I
is,
will have to play
we're
it.
not going to tell you how or what, but the game completely changes when you go into Canada.
Yes.
It's amazing. It's
It
amazing.
is
is.
fantastic, and I spent my
I
entire
laughed my ass off.
I spent my entire time in Canada in the game laughing my ass off
Here's what I
because
need you
it's
to do,
so
Graham.
funny.
Whenever you play the game, please Twitch stream it
Yes.
right when you're in Canada, and I want to hear your reactions.
So
And
Graham,
just go through Canada because you spend a good amount of time in Canada.
do you have
Yeah.
this game? Do you have this game on 360 or do you have it on Xbox One?
Well, it's backwards compatible, right?
So
I
go
digitally download it.
Go and pre-order Fractured But Whole, and you get the game for Xbox One.
Mm-hmm.
So
Like, what's the difference between having it on Xbox One and backwards compatible?
nothing.
from
You just get the
360?
achievements again.
yeah.
So you get the
Wow.
achievements twice. So
Yeah.
But I mean, you get the game for free if you pre-order
Yes.
it.
yeah, you get it for
Well,
free.
see, I thought about that, like pre-ordering it to get it, but I'm like, well, there's no incentive because I already have it.
I'm telling you, if the second is even just as good as the first, it's worth a pre-order.
Oh yeah, it's so.
So-
amazing. I really hope they really push on the summons in this game. You know, I
Yeah.
don't. I'm not want to ruin the gameplay, but it's a turn-based game.
Yep.
And in the first one, there you have summons basically where you can get a special attack, and characters
yeah.
come in and do this special attack, but you can only do it once. So I hope they change it to where you can do it multiple times and kind of play around with it and stuff because they're
Maybe
pretty.
it's a balance issue.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, I hate turn-based games. Hate them.
It's
And
so
I
fun.
love this game. Like, it's
Yeah.
so much fun just because of the story. And, like, later in the game, like, even after the Canada level, where you get to, like, Mr. Slave.
Yes, his
It's
house and
just-
then inside
yes.
Mr. Slade. Yeah.
Oh, my God. It's just so ridiculous. Like, yeah, Grab, you gotta play it. You have
gotta play
to.
it.
And you have
You
to
know-
Twitch stream it.
I'm
Yeah.
almost thinking about it. I'm gonna jump in on the weekend, but
Yeah.
we'll
There you
we'll
go.
see.
That's a game you can finish in a
You
weekend.
can
I saw
finish
you-
it in like less
Yeah,
than
you
8
can.
hours.
Yeah, you
And
can.
I saw you playing Wild Hunt, and I'm like, there's no way he's probably
Yeah.
never happen if he's gonna play a weekend.
I'm pretty
Yeah.
close. yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
I'd be really interested to see on Twitch like your reactions to playing this game, because you can do it in 8 hours if you're really getting after it, and it's
Can you?
yeah, you can.
Oh yeah,
You
yeah.
can.
I mean, I beat it in 8 hours, and I got like all the Chin Pokemon and stuff. So
Yeah,
Huh.
you can do it totally in 8 hours.
you can. I took my
Maybe not
time because I
small.
wanted to see all the crap, and
Oh, yeah.
do all the stuff. But yeah, you could be in 8 hours and 8 to 10. Okay, we'll put
Okay, I
it
guess
in
you
that
guys
range.
just help me make a decision.
There you
There
go.
you go,
So,
brother.
I look forward to seeing it, especially your reaction when you get to Canada.
Yep.
So, all right. But that game's coming on October 17th, everyone, and we're obviously all really excited for it. A game Mike's super excited for and was really bummed about, Scalebound. The trademark has been renewed by Microsoft, reportedly. So do you guys think this means they're redoing the game?
So we do have if you don't mind, we do have a Facebook question that's directly
Yeah.
related to this. Do you mind if I go ahead and read it so we can talk about that question?
Sure.
Yeah, so the question comes from Steve Wiseman on Facebook. Did you guys hear about Scalebound being re-trademarked? What are your thoughts? I'm excited because I was excited for Scalebound and understand how much games can charge from the alpha on. Yeah.
Okay.
So he's
Right.
excited about
by charge,
Scalebound
you
coming
meant
out.
change, right?
I guess so.
Yeah, you confused me there.
Yeah,
Um,
he's asking how much the games can change since alpha. Which
Sure.
was there an alpha?
No.
I thought there was just a
No.
trailer.
There's just trailers. And
Yeah, so I think that's what he's referring to is
Yeah,
how much
we-
the game can change.
we saw
since
two-
trailer.
They did 20 minutes of gameplay at E3 that one time or whatever
Last
that
year.
conference was.
Last year, yeah.
Or their awards or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Well, was that 20 minutes
Okay.
of pain? Is that what I experienced?
Yes, pretty
Yeah.
much.
Mhm.
It's you know what? Honestly, it's all about that jackhole that was ahead of everything, because if you guys don't remember, I said this. I said the dude's a douche because he would get on Twitter and just totally just trash Microsoft, and he just thought, and he would trash anybody who questioned him pretty much about anything, very holier than thou, and then some, and so then they pulled the plug on it. So what's he gonna do? They basically fired him, and now they were still retaining the right. So maybe they'll find somebody that's not a complete, plug and bring up the
Yeah.
game again.
Yeah.
For what,
As far as this game goes,
go ahead, Graham.
it seems like a lot of people are excited for this game, so I'm sure a lot of people are glad to hear this. So it seems like they're basically keeping the options open. They're not saying
Yeah.
it's dead or whatever, just so people can still be holding on to hope and stuff like that. And who knows? It could get released, and people will be happy to see it. So it's always good to see another game released, especially when there's been so much for it and people get hyped up about it. So
Mhm.
I don't like seeing people being let down. And personally, I know 2 people that are really excited for this. So
Yeah.
it's definitely
You
people
do?
out there for this. Do.
So the way I see it is, I mean, they have a build for this game. They had all the music ready.
Oh.
They had all the artist renderings and everything. They had a playable game, that they're still working on. As much as development costs are now, I don't see them just throwing it away. So I see
Right.
this as that. Hopefully they do finish the game. I'm not personally excited for it, but just my personal opinion is don't give your hopes up, Steve, because I really just think they don't want somebody to pick it up, somebody else to pick up this IP from them.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, like, when I saw the game displayed at E3, especially last year when they showed quite a bit of it, they showed an entire boss battle. It just didn't do much for me. And it's just my personal taste in games, right? So I know there's people excited for it, like Steve. He and I have talked about it, like, while we're playing other games. He was really fired up for that game.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure Dylan was excited for this game as well.
Yeah, he was. And for the sake of them, I hope it does get made. But again, I agree with Eugene. Like, I wouldn't get your hopes up. I think they're renewing the trademark on it just to keep hope alive, and just in case in the future it ends up working out.
Yeah.
Just so somebody doesn't take it or whatever, and then sign that company, and then they take all the code and make a Sony game. Or something like
I don't know if I agree with you 100%.
Sure.
I really do think there was some kind of legal play where they did what they needed to do to get rid of that pompous ass guy, and now that they still own the rights to it, then they can do what they want from now.
Maybe.
I'm pretty sure there was something going on behind the scenes, and I wouldn't be surprised at all if it gets released in 2018 or something like that. But I'm got a funny feeling there was a power play to get rid of that guy. So
it might be, and you might be right. And I think what it came down to ultimately when the game was canceled was that they wanted more delays to make the game quote perfect.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but they also took all that time to feature it at E3, and then that also wasn't it at the Game Awards that they had it too.
Yes, and that's the thing. So more delays really mean more what? Like money, right?
Yeah.
More hype.
So yeah, it means more money from Microsoft, and I think they finally got to the point where they're like, you know, we're done pouring into this game. You're either going to meet deadlines or not, and that's where it ended.
Yeah.
And that's speculation on my part, but that would be my guess because they had this game fairly front and center for a while. So to see it abruptly end like that, it had to have been something like that went on. But I hope for the people who are really looking forward to it that we do end up seeing it down the road. I wouldn't put I wouldn't hope on it too much. So
Right.
all right. For those of you who love soccer games, PES 2018. By the way, PES 2017 was considered the better soccer game by most people, better than FIFA. Will be released in September for Xbox One, PS4, and PC. No more detailed date has been given yet, but it will be out in September for those three platforms. Next up, Ubisoft's financial report indicates that we'll see the next Assassin's Creed, Far Cry 5, and The Crew 2 during the current fiscal year, which ends March 31st, 2018. Which of these games do you guys think should come out this fall?
Far Cry.
Yeah, I'm with him.
I know when I read this, Eugene, I'm like, Eugene's gonna be happy because we were just talking about Far Cry, I think last week or whatever. So there you go, Eugene. Far Cry 5.
So
I'm excited.
The last two Far Cry games come out in December and February.
Mm-hmm.
So I can see them holding that game till after the new year.
I think it'll be a winter game for sure.
Yeah, so I think Assassin's Creed has to be a fall game.
Yeah, I would say it's a pretty safe bet that we'll see 3Ds at the Ubisoft conference at E3. Agree?
Oh, yeah.
3Ds. Oh, that's not what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So
Get your mind out of the gutter.
the right question, considering that these are Ubisoft games, is how many times will these games be delayed?
I bet you Assassin's Creed will be delayed.
I don't know.
The Crew 2.
I don't think. Well, I think the Crew 2 will get delayed.
2 out of 3.
I think Assassin's Creed will be out on time.
Now
They're pretty good with Assassin's Creed release dates recently, and also Far Cry, because they're two money makers right there. So
Yep.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but the Crew was just the one where you could go to the major cities in the United States and basically was a driving simulator.
You could
Yeah, it
drive
was like-
forever, yeah.
It was like cross country, yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know why there's a sequel. Sorry, I don't. There are so many other better racing
because
games.
it's their only racing game.
And it sold well. It sold well enough
But
anyway.
a lot of people had really high expectations for the Crew. So hopefully they learn their lessons and bring on board more people. But it was a great idea. Like the way it showed is basically an online with friends, and you all drive different vehicles and you do stuff together.
Yeah.
Which
I
was
was
really appealing.
I was actually really excited for it at first.
Yeah, me too.
And then the more I saw, the less excited I got. And then it got delayed or whatever, and it had an awful release.
Yeah.
They should went for charter bus simulator. That way, you could get in the opposite lane of traffic and watch everybody in your rearview mirror freak the hell out. You pull it back over to the right.
Hey,
that's how you get a team done.
That type of stuff's really popular in Europe, like Truck Simulator.
Yeah.
So, all right, last up today news. Documents from a recent Microsoft developer conference speak to the demographics of Xbox One owners. So if you're an Xbox One owner, 58% of you are male. Okay. The average age of an Xbox One owner is 33.
So this is about the only time I've been above average, which I didn't want to be.
So 56% of Xbox One owners live with a spouse or partner, and over half have an income between $50,000 and $100,000 US. And lastly, 53% of Xbox One owners play at least 17 hours a week of multiplayer games. And this group, that specific group, has 4 times the amount of friends on Xbox as the average player, and they are significantly more likely to have an Xbox Live membership, which I thought was funny because you kind of have to have one to play multiplayer anyway. So, any thoughts on that? Any thoughts on it, specifically like the age? Like, you know, I think that does a lot to dispel this theory out there that, you know, if you're over like 23, you shouldn't be playing video games anymore. The average age of the gamer is not early 20s anymore.
Well, the thing is everybody from the age of, let's see, Pong came out when I had to be about 10 years old. So
Pong for Atari.
Yeah, no, Pong, period. The ones from Sears with the paddles, and you plugged it into the back of the box.
So the home console, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then from there, the Atari 2600 came out and stuff like that. And I'm playing video games, so it basically, you know, started with my generation, Gen X. So I'm not surprised at all that 30-somethings are sitting there, you know, playing GTA and stuff. I'm not at all. It doesn't surprise me. But if you notice, if you jump up the people in their 50s, mid-50s, you know, they enjoy sitting outside and bullshitting for hours on hours and hours more than they do being inside.
And they're the ones who look down on video games more. So you're right. There's a clear difference right there. And I think the people who grew up playing games are more likely to continue later in life with it and have it just as a form of like relaxation or you know, leisure. And we see it even in, I'll let you guys go in a second, but we see it even in like some really popular TV shows like House of Cards.
Yeah.
Where the main character goes home and plays Call of Duty. And he's like, you know, he starts out as a congressman and, you know, moves up and up beyond. I'm not going to spoil it, but
thank you.
But goes home and plays Call of Duty.
Well, let me put it to you this way.
For relaxation.
From my experience when I was going to high school, and I don't even condone this or have an opinion whatsoever on this, but if you took computer as an elective, you were nerd, you know.
Yeah.
Even though I enjoyed computers and ripping them apart like nobody's business, I just didn't take one in high school. Now, if you take computer classes in high school, nobody even looks at you funny, you know?
No.
So it has evolved a lot, and it has become widely accepted, and I'm glad, you know? Because it's good, you know? I mean, what else are you going to do? Let's just say you just don't go outside very much, and, you know, you're in your 30s, and, you know, you just sort of just want to be left alone. You know, what are you going to do? You gonna watch reruns of Friends all day and night? No, you can't. So it doesn't hurt to have a system and play it. You know, even if you're a lazy gamer like I am, and you play like Late Shift and you know, FIFA and sports games and, you know, stuff like that. You know, good for you. It's better than just sitting there and staring at the boob tube.
So for me, Mike, I fit in that demographic you're talking about. And like for me, I'm at work all day, and all I do all day is talk to people.
Yeah,
that's it. And when I'm done with that. I don't want to talk to people anymore, right? So obviously, my friends I can play games with, cool, but I don't want to like go out and socialize and hear the stupid theories of the day around at the corner of the apartment complex. So,
I know.
But. So for somebody like me, that's perfect. Like I can come home and unwind and relax by turning on the Xbox or the PS4 and playing MLB or playing NHL or playing Halo or whatever it is. And that's relaxing to me, and it helps kind of unwind after the day. So what do you guys think, Graham or Eugene?
Well, I just want to say that when people like look down on people who play video games, stuff like that, but then they watch TV series or reality TV shows over and over and over, you are a hypocrite.
Yep.
Like, we are actually watching a movie or playing a movie that we're interactive with, that we change the outcome, that we control what happens. So instead of just sitting and watching everything unfold and stuff like that, we actually interact with it. Which, it's been proven, too, makes you smarter and keep your brain exercised and stuff like that.
Yep.
So, for people like that, you guys are hypocrites, and there's nothing wrong with it. And I've had this discussion with people that are against it, and I'm like, why? You guys watch this or whatever. And then they pretty much shut up because it's like, yeah, that makes sense.
I actually, sorry, don't mean to interrupt you before you go, Eugene, but I actually suggested one of my neighbors who could use a little distraction and everything like that. That maybe he should just, pony up for an Xbox One. I mean, the refurb day ones are $159 right now. And he likes football and everything like that. I told him with that and an Access Pass and Gold, he can play Madden and all those other games. Don't have to pony out any other money for it, and it'll keep him off the streets. Now, do keep in mind that I fall into both categories. Like when it gets late at night, I just want to go watch TV and all the stuff that I watch, but I also play video games too. So I'm sort of on the fence between both of those. So, but I just don't like it when it's like one or the other.
Yes.
Who cares if somebody plays video games? It doesn't matter anymore. In this day and age, it does not matter. It does not make them a nerd. It does not make them anything special. It just people do.
It's a hobby. So go ahead, Eugene.
Yeah. So just real quickly, I know we need to end off the news segment, but I really think these numbers are a little bit. I don't know the term to use. They seem a little bit exaggerated to me, and I know why Microsoft puts these statistics out. It's so they can, for their shareholders and everything. Say that it's not just kids that play video games; it's adults too.
So Eugene, just for clarification, it was a sample size of 2,000 people, which is above the recommended sample size to get a representative thing. But yeah,
right. So so sample survey. Most of the people that are going to do those surveys are adults. I don't think of. I really just think they are a little bit exaggerated because. I don't want to sound sexist, but 42 that means 4 out of 10 Xbox owners are females that play video games, which I know a lot of females play video games. There's a lot of great female video game players out there, but I guess I don't know that many. And the way that I see it is maybe if a kid buys an Xbox, they can't set up an account because they're not 18, so they get their mom to set one up for them. And then also too, like I know my girlfriend's sister, they own an Xbox, but they do not play video games with it. They bought an Xbox for the 4K Blu-ray player. And
really?
But they still had to set up an Xbox Live account, so she set it up under her name and everything.
Okay.
So I kind of think that a few of those statistics are kind of muddied up, but that's just my personal opinion.
Sure.
Do not forget, Eugene, and this comes from very good sources, that a lot of women who play video games do not just run out there and say, I'm female, because they get met with a lot of stuff they don't want to see and don't want to hear and don't want to know. They get harassed on a constant basis. I don't know what it is about somebody that lives in West Virginia or Florida or wherever it may be who thinks just because they meet a female gamer inside of a game that they're gonna have some kind of relationship and they have a chance with the person and this and that and the other, or those are the ones that slick. There's tons of them that just sling D-pics like there's nobody's business. So they tend to be a little bit quieter than us, and I cannot say I blame them.
Yeah, I totally agree with you there. I mean, some of my favorite game critics are females, and they get harassed all the time. Always talking about how they're, especially IGN. There's some pretty awesome IGN editors or female editors. And they're always harassed, but I don't know. I just find some of those statistics hard to believe, especially the average age.
See, and I don't, because this is not the first study that's had the average age in the early to mid 30s. This is probably the 4th or 5th that I've seen that's had the average age in the early to mid 30s.
Mm-hmm. But I've also seen those surveys done about how many females use their mobile phones to play video games, and then it's some crazy statistic, 80%. But what game they're referring to are games like Candy Crush and games like Pokemon Go and things like that everyone is playing.
I get that.
I don't consider them actual hardcore gamers,
right?
Which there are tons of female hardcore gamers out there, and they're probably kind of like Mike said, they don't want to advertise it out because I know what you mean, because you'll play Call of Duty and a girl speaks up and it's like, whoa, there's a girl in here, and they immediately get harassed in there. So absolutely understand what you're saying there.
I think though for Xbox One, I think this is probably pretty close to true. And I think maybe for the gender difference, maybe not. That's up for debate. Okay? Yeah. But I think the average age is probably pretty close to true. Now, for PlayStation 4, I would say your average age is probably 5 years younger.
Yeah.
I think that the Xbox One was targeted more towards adults than towards kids.
Yeah.
And
It's an entertainment machine.
Yeah.
One more thing before we call it quits on this topic. I will say this: my parents, at the time, were in their 40s, and they were playing Asteroids competitively against each other for hours and hours and hours on end till they could not take it anymore and wouldn't die. And then at age 52, my dad was 52, and my mom was, my mom was 46. Yeah, I bought them a Super Nintendo for Christmas because they had played a couple of games of Super Mario and loved it. And I bought them a Super Nintendo, and that's all they did at night if my mom wasn't going to bingo or, my dad wasn't working late or whatever. They would sit there and play Super Mario Brothers, and they would just destroy worlds with it. They were really good at it, and they would go for the max amount of points per level and everything like that. So you got to figure 52 and 46 playing, Super Mario in 1997.
Yeah,
I mean,
so
that's back then.
And I really think that's why they're releasing these statistics is because, back in the day, the stigma was, in the early 90s that the Nintendo's for kids, the Super Nintendo's for kids, even though, like, same as you, when I was a kid, my dad would just sit there and play Tetris and play Super Mario Brothers, and I would sit there and watch him, or he'd play with me or whatever, when it really wasn't, my console. It was a family console, but the stigma was, that this is a kid's toy. It's a toy. So they're changing the perception that this isn't a kid's toy anymore. This is an adult entertainment machine.
And
go ahead, Mike.
Just to paint the picture a little bit more. My father was a dispatcher for a large concrete plant. I mean, concrete company. He was 6'6" and 250 pounds. My mother was this little blonde, skinny teacher who taught computer at a private school, and you would never ever look at them and think that they would ever play Super Nintendo and sit there and dork out on Super Mario Brothers.
So real quick, because the news went a lot longer this week than normal, but,
yes, it did.
But I think it was good. It was good. We had a good conversation. So I think Microsoft being behind and being in second place, if anything, they want to appear to be like the hip, like really popular console, in their marketing. And if that was the case, they would skew that age younger. They would skew that age younger to say the average age of the Xbox One is like 26 or 27. But they didn't. They went 33. I don't see what that gains them in terms of the competition. And then second, I'll tell you that even 5 years ago, at work, if I told people that I worked for, who were all in their upper 40s to early 50s, that I was a gamer, I'd be stigmatized because of that. And I'd be, labeled as something, as something that, we shouldn't promote that person, or whatever.
That's
because of that.
That's demographic. I think that's a demographic thing, because if you were in, let's say Washington in the Seattle area or Southern California, something like that, it wouldn't matter.
Yeah, I agree with that. I can go with that. And I think it's also the industry that we work in. Eugene works in it too, and I think he understands a little bit of what I'm getting at.
Where you guys are,
Yeah.
I don't even talk about it.
No,
I don't talk about it at work. I'm like, I play video games because,
But
I don't
now,
want that stigma.
I share it. I share it with.
They're like, but you're Asian.
But I share
Most
it
people
with.
think I'm white, actually.
Yeah.
Really?
Or Indian.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not Indian. Yeah.
You don't look Indian at all to me.
But I share it with the classes I teach now because it helps drive a point home. About diversity, inclusion, all that good stuff when we get to those topics. And I'll tell you, there are multiple people that have taken classes from me that are listening to this episode when we get it up and ready to go.
Yeah.
Because they've wanted, they've written it down, they've done. There's people that I've had in my classes that are on our Facebook page now. It's changed even in the last 5 years, but there's still that age difference, and I think Mike, you hit it right around on the head, like where it is. In terms of like people that look down on it and people that are like, oh, I grew up with that. Yeah. So, that's my take anyway. Anything else to close, guys? Or
times are a changing.
Eugene smells.
All right,
smells pretty good right now.
That's a good closing point.
Smells like Old Spice.
I wear expensive cologne, sir.
Dolce and Gabbana.
All right. With that, everybody, that's going to do it for all of our news this week. Graham, let's turn it over to you. What can we get in the stores this week?
Well, we got lots of new releases coming at us next week. The majority of these releases, as far as consoles go, will be released on the PS4, and many of these release titles will also be released on other platforms, including Xbox One and PC. So let's get started. On the 23rd, we have Smugglecraft that will be released on May 23rd on both PS4 and PC. Also being released on the 23rd on the same two platforms, we have Samurai Warriors Spirit of Sonata and Puzzle Showdown 4K. Now, other titles being released for the PS4 on the 23rd, we have, I'm probably going to get this wrong, so bear with me, Yutaware Ramono Mask of Deception. Come on.
Say it one more time.
Yutaware Ramono. Mask of Deception.
Yutaware Ramono?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yutaware Ramono. It's all one word, just scrambled together. They just make stuff up and make me pronounce it. So with that, we have Embers of Miram, Portal Knights, Eternal Ring, Star Ocean 3, Till the End of Time, Deliriant, and Spellspire. Now, Portal Knights will also be released on Xbox One on the 23rd, and Spellspire will share its release date with the PC. So sticking with the 23rd, the Switch will be releasing the title Disgaea 5 Complete.
Disgaea.
Gaia. It's GAE.
Oh my God, crap.
Yeah, my bad.
Never mind.
Okay. For the 24th, see, you guys wanted this. You wanted
Yes,
I did.
Every day, Graham.
Disgaea is a
every day.
great tactical.
Disgaea 5 Complete for the Switch.
Graham, if you could get a job as one of those narrators that reads, books, books on
Oh, you
tape.
need to be one of the Nintendo translators at E3 that goes on stage.
I would listen to you every day, every book you ever narrated.
I'll keep that in mind. Now, for the 24th, we have only a single title, Unit 4. Now, this game will be released for Xbox One and PC. Now, we're not done with PS4 releases yet. We have 3 more titles releasing on the 25th. We have Bugs Box, and we have 2 titles from ACA. We have Neo Geo The Last Blade and World Heroes 2. And our final PS4 exclusive for next week is Guilty Gear XRD Rev 2, which releases on the 26th. Now, we have 3 new titles that will release on Xbox, PS4, and PC. And the biggest of these titles is a game that has been highly anticipated for some time now. People weren't sure if it was going to come out, but it is. And that game is Friday the 13th, The Game. Go figure.
Nice.
The Game, of course. So, yes, we finally have a release date, and it is May 26th. And we also had a question about this game. It was from Brandon Myers, and he was wondering if there's any new information on this game. And all I have for you is there are no pre-orders available, and space-wise, it will only be 3.5 gigabytes.
That is teeny.
Pretty teeny. Yeah. I've heard some people complaining about the graphics, and it seems like if this is all it's going to be, it could take a hit on the graphics, which hopefully it doesn't take away from the experience.
All right, I can tell you this, because I watched this on Twitch for a couple of days when it was on the PC beta, alpha, whatever it was. Graphics, they're okay. I mean, it's not like I would cry about them. It's not like I would praise them. The mechanics are okay. There was a little bit of work that needed to be done to the game as far as Jason's abilities and as far as, maybe having a few more counselors that had more different stats. There are stats that get, stats are for the counselors are very, very, very in play. If you have a very speedy counselor, you are going to do a lot better than one that's not very speedy. So it's almost better to be speedy and lucky than it is to have a lot of life and a lot of strength. But as far as the graphics go, what I saw on there, I didn't draw enough attention to me that I'm like, oh, looks like shit.
Yeah, well, sometimes it works for horror games too, right? Like not having great graphics.
Yeah.
Like it
Yeah.
kind of like contributes to like the atmosphere and.
Right, but like I said, I didn't see anything where I was like, "Ooh, PU" or anything like that, you know. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
What people need to understand is this is not a AAA developer that is making this game. This was a Kickstarter game.
Yeah, it was made
Yeah,
out
for
of
sure.
love.
Yeah, this was for fans. You know, it was fan service, and you know, appreciate it for what it is. It's an indie game,
Yep.
so don't expect Call of Duty graphics.
Yeah,
Right.
pretty much.
Okay, so also being released on these 3 platforms, we have Rhyme and Get Even. Now, both games will be released on the same day for all systems, except for Get Even, which will see a release date of the 25th on PC. Now, speaking of PC, we have a long-awaited expansion coming to a game that many people hold near and dear to their hearts. I'm talking about The Elder Scrolls Online Morrowind. Now, this expansion releases on the 22nd of May. And to finish things up, we have another title that owners of the new Nintendo Switch have been patiently waiting for. It is Ultra Street Fighter 2: The Final Challengers. That's
Yes.
the plot from Eugene. He sounds like one of the people that have been waiting for this game.
I'm excited for it.
So you don't have to wait too long. This game will be released on the 26th.
Mhm.
Now, so as you can see, there are lots of titles being released next week. And we were thinking that it was going to be slow because E3 is so close. But you'd be wrong. So let's send it on over to Mike, where he will talk about deals currently going down. Take it away, Mike.
Grammy, Eugene gave the same reaction when he went in for a colonoscopy. Just saying.
After the colonoscopy, when I found out
During.
it's a scary experience. We'll talk about it on the next show.
Okay.
All right.
I did not have any colonoscopies. I think I'm too young for
You
that.
didn't have a colonoscopy, so did you have a colonoscopy?
I have not had either.
Well, you got to have one to get two.
Or is it pie?
Whatever it is. Whatever.
It's
What is
not
the?
an octopus, for
What's
Christ's
the
sake.
plural? Yeah. What's the plural version of colonoscopy?
I would
Somebody-
go with colonoscopy.
Please send us in the answers because we need to know.
Yes.
All right, boys and girls. Well, let's see here. I tried to see if Xbox's June lineup for Games with Gold is out there, and it is not. So you still got the Ghana Sisters available to the end of the month. Lara Croft is now available for download, and also available for now is the Star Wars Complete Saga Lego Edition. Make sure you get a hold of that before the 31st because they only
I did.
allow them for 15 days. So that's what's going on with that. PlayStation still has the same things: Tales from the Borderlands, Abzu, Blood Knights, Port Royal 3, Pirates and Merchants, Laser Disco Defenders, both on PS Vita and PS4, and Typewriter. So that's still on PS Vita and PS4. Okay, so hopefully next week, I'm sure next week we'll know all about what's going to be free for June. Just so you guys know, if you guys don't like buying from Microsoft for whatever reason, Xbox 360 backwards compatible sale price match via Amazon. So if you want to get it via Amazon instead, you can for whatever reason. If you got Amazon credits and stuff, there you go. Get it from there. Here's a semi-decent buy. Xbox One S 1 terabyte console Gears of War bundle is only $239 at Newegg right now. So that's literally like $10 more expensive than the 500S Minecraft bundle that's available on eBay right now. So you might as well just get the 1 terabyte. Terabit. Byte.
I think it's terabytes.
I think I'm having a stroke.
I
Yeah,
think
it's
it's terabyte.
bytes. It is terabyte.
It's plural. Terabyte.
Here's a good one. 12-month Xbox Live membership via CD keys with the 5% off Facebook promo code is $40.84 right now. And that is valid. Titanfall 2 Deluxe Edition on both the Xbox and the PS4 right now is $19.99 at GameStop. So there you go. That's pretty damn cheap, and it's a good game. It's got free DLC. Can't go wrong. For Honor's at $35.99 via Newegg. Phantom Dust is free right now via the Xbox Store, which was an original Xbox game. It's been upgraded, you know, so definitely get a hold of that one while it's still free. Now we're going to skip over to the PS4. Sorry. Last Guardian is $19.99 at Fred Meyer right now. I think is Fred Meyer Canadian? No?
I've never heard of it, but
Oh,
it could
okay. All right. Nope. Then Sony PlayStation 4 500 gigabyte console Uncharted 4 bundle. No, that's not correct. It says $14.21 via Monoprice. No, no, no. They need to get rid of that one because that one is not valid. Astro A40 plus the Mixamp Pro is $199.99 right now at Best Buy. DualShock 4 wireless controller $43.99 at Amazon. For the people who have the PSVR, Merville's a VR adventure is $14.99 at the PlayStation Store right now. The Shadow Warrior Collection is $34.99 at the PlayStation Store. XCOM 2 for the PS4 Canadian $29.99 via Amazon Canada.
Canada.
I'm on it today, man. I'm telling you. Also, Watch Dogs 2 for Amazon CA is $35 loonies and 70 wooden nickels, whatever you guys use up there. Best Buy Canada sale, Overwatch, Skyrim SE, Call of Duty, Infinite Warfare, Doom, and more. Definitely check that out. Go to the website so you can find out what the hell is going on with that. And like I said, also Titanfall 2 is $19.99 Amazon Prime only for PS4. Now we got Nintendo Switch stuff. These aren't exactly deals, but 2 hours ago it was Best Buy will have a Nintendo Switch in stock tomorrow, Sunday. Sunday the 21st. Best Buy. Go, 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 go. Best Buy US Nintendo Switch dock set is $89.99. Let's see here. Amazon NS accessories, case, glass, Joy-Con protectors, all on sale right now. Toys R Us stores will be getting. Actually, they got it in stock today. A bunch of Switches, so definitely check that out. Amazon US has Lego City Undercover for $39.99 as well. Target has a new online bundle. I don't have it in front of me, but you can go to their website and check it out. That's about it, man. That's everything that's not been killed already. So, Tyler?
All right.
Tyler?
Yep.
Tyler, are you there?
Yes.
Tyler?
I'm here.
Tyler?
He is here.
Who's here?
He's there.
Who's who?
Who's he?
Okay.
What?
Let's move on to what we've been playing, which will probably be changing in terms of a segment in the coming weeks. But for now, we'll talk about what we've been playing. Who would like to go first?
I go.
I'll go first.
All right.
Okay, you go first.
Who's
Okay.
first?
I'll go first.
Who's that?
As
Graham's on first.
always,
Who's on second?
Graham plays NHL 17.
Well done.
And, we've been playing it. We've been there. We've been showing up. We've been hitting the puck. Just going to net sometimes. But other than that, I've been playing Darksiders. I got into that. Sometimes this game, you don't know where you got to go next, and you end up running around aimlessly, which is kind of frustrating. It kind of takes away from the experience. But at that point, I feel like, okay, maybe I should just turn off the game or just walk away for a while and breathe and come back, and it usually helps. So I turned that off, and then I jumped back into Witcher 3 because I was talking to a friend of mine about this game, and while I was talking to him, I'm like, I'm going to go play Witcher 3 again because it's going to get lost on me, and I'm going to regret it. So I got in there, and I tried to power my way through to the current objective, but then somebody stopped over, and then I got sidetracked. So that didn't go very far. So I might just give up on that and go to South Park like we were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And that's pretty much it. I signed up for PlayStation Plus to download Abzu.
Oh, cool. Yep.
I haven't tried it yet, but that was the whole reason why I signed up, just because I wanted to get that game for free. So I'll probably just download all the free ones and maybe jump in on other ones from time to time.
Nice.
And that's it for me.
All right, Eugene, how about you?
All right, so I've been on an indie kick the last week. So
Okay.
I played a little bit of. I picked up my Vita, turned on my Vita. I played a little bit of Letter Quest Remastered. It was a title on PS Plus for the Vita. It's a pretty fun game. If you like
It
word games and figuring out words like Scrabble and Words with Friends, things like that, it's a very fun game. And there's
I
a
like
story
words.
behind it. Yeah, it's a pretty fun game. Check it out. PS Plus, you might still be able to download it, Graham. I also played a little bit
the
of Final
Xbox.
Fantasy VII. Picked up Final Fantasy VII again because I do want to get the platinum and get all the platinum trophies. So I've been trying to get the gold chocobo so I can get all the extra achievements for that. I also played The Walking Dead Season 2 for PS4. I know it's free on Xbox One right now through Xbox Gold, Games with Gold. But I streamed a little bit of it, so if you go on our Twitch channel, you can see me playing a few chapters of it from the beginning. I also played Abzu. So, Graham, if you don't want to play Abzu, I streamed the entirety of Abzu on our Twitch channel.
If I knew you were streaming it, I would have jumped on and like watched a little bit of it.
Yeah.
But I did do a little research on it when it was new releases, and I was intrigued. Like the thing told me like this soundtrack is amazing.
So if you listen to me talk, it's on our Twitch page saved as a past recording. You hear me say a lot that this soundtrack is amazing. Did you ever play Journey?
No.
So if you've never played Journey, go back and play Journey because it is a fantastic game. But Abzu, it reminded me completely of Journey, and I didn't realize that it was developed by the same people as Journey, Giant Squid Games. So I didn't realize that until the very end when I saw their name pop up. So it is a fantastic game. It's very short. It's maybe 2 hours long, but it is beautiful. It sounds great. You can watch it on the Twitch channel, but it's definitely worth picking up for free on PS Plus. That's all I've been playing. I did not play NHL this week, surprisingly. Are you guys surprised I didn't play NHL this week?
No.
Dumbfounded.
I did not play NHL this week, but those are the games I've been playing this week.
Mike, how about you?
All right, man. Well, I really like to be a pro mode in FIFA 17, so I've been playing the hell out of that. I put, a good amount into Prey. I'm in a part where I'm getting my ass handed to me left and right, so... Oh, excuse me. Sorry about that.
It's brought to you by Harley Davidson.
I hate your
No,
neighbor.
that wasn't a motorcycle.
That was just a Ford truck in Texas.
No, that was me. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
I'm just, I don't want to blame it on anybody else. Played some NHL 17, of course. Fired up Dark Souls, got my ass kicked. Stopped playing Dark Souls. I started playing Castle Crashers that was remastered for the Xbox One. One thing I do want to say though, which has nothing to do with what I have been playing, is I saw I don't remember what site it was on, that Recore only has 2.37% of Xbox players who have completed the game, which actually I was pretty shocked about.
I didn't finish it, and I'm kind of bummed that I didn't, and I don't know if I'm going to jump back into it.
I keep looking at it, but
It was on sale this last week, I think. I really thought about it too. Because I think it's like $15, and I'm like, do I want to buy this game?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I liked it, but just so much other stuff came out. At the same time, I just never went back to it. But I'm surprised that only 2.3% of people have
It
finished.
came out at a bad time.
Yeah, like Sunset Overdrive and what was the other one? Tomb Raider. Yeah.
Yeah, it came with Tomb Raider, Fallout 4, and Recore.
Yeah.
And Forza. Yeah, you're right.
So that's pretty much it for me, guys. Oh wait, I've been playing a lot of poker too. So
How's that been going for you?
it's going great. I mean, they just grind it up. You just have to grind, man, because stupid shit happens every once in a while, but most of the time, it's 70% skill, and the math and everything like that. You always generally come out ahead. And I am not where I want to be with seed money at the moment to start this on the 1st, so I may not be starting this till the 14th. Because I want to start at a certain level when I start streaming it, so I don't know if I will be able to make it to start out at that level with the amount of seed money that I have right now. So I have to make a decision, and either find the seed money to do it.
All right. Alright, so I'll go quick. NHL, usually as always. Halo 5. Played some Battlefield 1. And I've just downloaded the Batman Telltale game that I have onto the console in my bedroom, so I'm going to play some of that.
Mm-hmm.
And downloaded South Park: The Stick of Truth to replay that. So I'm looking forward to doing that in the next week or so.
Yeah.
Well, that's
I forgot to say too. I played a bunch of Mario Kart 8, which is super fun.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot Mario Kart 8.
All right.
Okay.
So let's move into discussion. What do we have for questions this week?
So we actually had several questions on Facebook this week, and along with our Discord. I'll go ahead and read through our Discord question first. It came from Raz.
Hey,
a
Raz.
long-time listener. He asked, what 16-bit era game would you like to see make a comeback on current-gen consoles? He would like to see Desert Strike make a return. So 16-bit era, that's like Genesis, Super Nintendo.
Super Star Wars.
Yeah. Oh man, that game is so hard.
I have the cart right in my room. Woo!
Yep.
Yep.
Super Star Wars or Super Indiana Jones. Whatever that one was called. Because there was an Indiana Jones one too.
All four of those LucasArts games.
Yep.
I'm trying to think of one that stands out for Super Nintendo, which I would like to replay.
I want to bring Super Mario RPG back. I would love to play that on the Switch. It is a fun game, and Paper Mario doesn't even touch it. And
How about like a Mario Collector's Edition, where it's kind of like has like Lost Levels, Mario 1, Mario 2, Mario 3, Super Mario.
That'd be
1,
nice.
like huge collection like that.
That'd be nice. I really hope they talked about the SNES Classic, rumors, which I hope they don't do that, and I hope they just make a SNES collection for the Switch, just a cartridge with all those games on it. But Desert Strike was a very fun game. If they would make that game with maybe remastered with up-res graphics and everything in HD, I think that'd be. If you guys never played it, you're like in a helicopter and you're going to different missions and you're shooting down buildings and shooting down enemies. It's a really fun game. But I'd like to see Super Mario RPG and Chrono Trigger make a comeback.
Okay. For me, one game that I always played, it always put me in a good mood or whatever, is Spyro.
Okay.
So I would not mind seeing another iteration of Spyro at all.
So did you hear the news this week? I know we don't like to talk about rumors and speculation, but along with the Crash Bandicoot collection, they're talking about a Spyro collection.
Oh, that'd be neat. As long as it's not like PlayStation exclusive.
Yeah.
But I would. If they remastered Spyro, I would pick it up. I liked it. They did. Was it Voodoo Vince from the original Xbox? It's on there. It's on the Xbox store for $14.99, something like that. Yeah. Yeah, and it looked really good. So, if they do like Kill All Humans and stuff like that, I would pick up Kill All Humans.
Yeah. Graham, did you have any?
Not really. I was trying to think of one.
What about
Cyberball?
Link to the Past?
Cyberball was another good one.
What's that?
What about Link to the Past?
Well, they remade that, right? Like a Link Between Worlds, but yeah,
that's a sequel.
I would love to play that one on the Switch.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, I'm looking forward to Virtual Console on the Switch and see what they're gonna bring.
Yeah,
and
Everything that's been on every other one.
Hopefully, I don't have to pay again for everything, because I will pay again for some stuff, but not all stuff.
If you bought Zelda with the money you spent on the Nintendo store, you should be able to get it on the Switch for free.
I agree.
It's flat, simple.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
My collection would substantially be bigger too.
Yeah,
and
they did it for the Wii U. Yeah, they did it for the Wii U, where you paid I think $2 or $3 to bring your games over to the Wii U. So they should do something like that.
Yeah,
even.
and like if Pokemon Moon transfers over to the Switch, maybe I'll start playing again after my file got corrupted.
And there's precedent now for that with Xbox, where if you bought a game digitally, and it becomes backwards compatible, you own it on Xbox One.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yes.
so yeah.
What about
All
you,
right.
Ty? What about
What
you,
else?
Ty? Did you say anything?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, he said Super Star Wars
Super
and
Star Wars.
Oh,
Indiana
that's right. He
Jones.
did say Super Star
Yeah.
Wars.
Yeah.
Hey,
So-
Ty, I got a cool thing for you called Super Star Wars.
I know. So what else? What else we have for questions?
So the next question comes from Dylan Anderson, and I wanted to touch up on a question that he had last week that we really couldn't answer because we didn't watch the trailer. So he asked last week, "What did we think about the Ready or Not trailer? Did you guys watch the trailer this week?"
I did.
Yeah.
I think it looks intriguing.
It looks fantastic.
To me,
Yeah.
it screams Rainbow Siege,
It does.
which is not a bad franchise. A lot of people
No.
really like it. There's diehards.
Mhm.
So if they do everything right, I'm sure it's going to do well, and I would definitely try it out for sure.
I'd like to have a realistic breach and clear game because the
Yeah.
the way that the trailer shows is like you're in like a school and the school's been taking over. I'm like, that's totally realistic in today's
Right.
world. So like you're going into school and you have you know watch out for kids and watch out for teachers, but in the midst of all that you have the shooter. So
Right.
I think that's kind of really cool. And if something like that is successful, then I'm totally down for it.
And I like tactical, so this interests me as well.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
The second part of his question. I'm sorry, Tyler. Did you want to?
No. Go ahead.
The second part of this question was, do you guys think Microsoft will pick it up this year with exclusives at E3, or will there be just the typical one or two?
I think they will. And I think rumors abound. Right now, there's a rumor out there floating that Microsoft has a deal with a third-party AAA game as a major exclusive heading into E3, and nobody knows what it is yet. There's some speculation that it could be Bethesda's game, but we'll see.
Well, with that in mind, I hope there's no leaks, and I hope that we can actually watch it live and be surprised. That's my big thing.
I agree,
'Cause
Grammy.
that's the fun of it. I mean,
Yeah, I like the wow factor. I don't like the, oh, here it comes, I know what's happening.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like there were some really cool moments in E3 over the last few years that were surprises, like backwards compatibility
Mm-hmm.
and Scorpio being announced.
Mm-hmm.
And on the Sony side back in 2013, announcing the price and just blowing Microsoft away. Things like that were all like big moments in E3, and those are the moments everybody remembers. So why do you all want it ruined by wanting to know everything ahead of time?
I think they're going to go big. I mean, they've already kind of hinted earlier this year that 2017 is going to be bigger on exclusives than 2016. And 2016 was kind of lackluster. Like, I can't even name like 10 titles in 2016 that were exclusives, but if they can be, I think they're going to really bring it to the show this year.
Yeah.
And they're going
They have to, because I still stand by the statement that they have to have a tentpole game to release alongside Scorpio.
Right.
And expect some new IPs too, because I'm sure we're going to see some.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
Yep.
And as much as I'd like to see Halo, I don't think that's the game.
Well, I think they didn't say last week that Halo will not be on Scorpio at launch.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a tweet from the developer saying that Halo will not be on Scorpio at launch.
Yeah, they
So
did.
Yeah.
they kind of
They
shunned
did.
that idea.
That's been said for a long time now.
But I
They-
also think that Microsoft they like surprises, that they may have just said that
Yep,
to-
exactly.
to be very surprising in E3 and to really hype people up. So I kind of have that feeling too. So I take that with a grain of salt, what they said,
But-
even though it came directly from the source. I really think that they're going to really shock us.
But when
This,
I look at
this
when I look at the landscape for Halo, for this fall, do you really? Because Halo's release window is always late October, so and it would be backed up to late November here to launch alongside Scorpio.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
do you really want to release it in the same year that you have Destiny 2, Star Wars Battlefront 2,
Call of Duty.
and Call of Duty World War 2?
But if there was
No.
one game they could bring that could compete with those titles, it would be Halo.
That's the only title they can bring that could compete, but do you
Right.
really want to?
No.
Like that's
No, because I'll be broke this holiday season.
Yeah,
like
I know,
last holiday
right?
season. Yeah, but I mean, I'm totally down for it. I mean, and just looking, I looked up the release date for the original Xbox One, and it was November 22nd. Usually Halo comes out on my birthday, which I think the last time is November 15th. It always comes out in the
well,
middle of November.
the last game was late October. Really
Was
late
it?
October.
Halo
Yep,
5?
it
Okay.
was. Yep. And when it launches alongside a console, it generally comes out later. But because Microsoft always does consoles the week before Thanksgiving,
Mm-hmm.
so we'll see what they. I mean, I'm sure
Thanks,
Scorpio
Microsoft,
launch.
for ruining
Yeah,
Thanksgiving.
I'm
Again.
sure Scorpio is going to launch the Friday before Thanksgiving week in the United
Yep.
States.
Yep.
I have no doubt about that. I'd be really
Open up
surprised if we see
pre-orders.
anything different.
Open
Yeah.
up pre-orders at E3.
Yep. They'll open up pre-orders at E3 and we'll see that take off.
You know,
The question is what game's going to go alongside it as that tentpole game to say I have to have this. And the fan in me wants to say Halo because I love Halo.
Rise
Well,
2. Rise again.
No,
Oh, God.
not Rise 2.
Sunset Overdrive 2.
And Sunset, I really want Sunset Overdrive 2. I don't think it's the game, though. I think that needs to come out later.
No, okay.
Dead
But-
Rising 5? Or
No,
The Dead Rising 5 just came out.
no. Microsoft's major franchises are Halo, Gears, and Forza.
But it won't be Gears. It won't be Halo.
Definitely won't be Gears. I have a feeling that it will.
There will be a Forza, but you got to have something besides just Forza, right?
You're gonna have Forza 7 coming out in September, and I don't know what else you're gonna have if they rely on Crackdown 3 to carry
Marvel
the,
Alliance.
And no, if you rely on Crackdown 3 to carry the launch of Scorpio, I think that's a mistake.
DJ Hero 18.
I will not buy it for that.
But now, if the rumors are true and you have Bethesda's AAA coming out, you can make some sort of deal with them, whether it's exclusive or not. That's a game changer.
It's kind of a good point because it seems like Bethesda is leaning more and more towards Microsoft. Like even with the last E3, now with Fallout Shelter can't get on PS or PlayStation and having so much difficulty with like the mod support. So like maybe Bethesda's like, to hell with Sony, we're gonna go with Microsoft. And not only that, they're producing a console that they've been just salivating to make games for.
Yep.
So that's a really good guess that that's what's going to happen. So I look forward to it. The fact that Bethesda, who like makes amazing games, is going to team up with the console that I use the most, then I look forward to that.
I hope it is too,
Scorpio?
Graham, because then you'll buy like 4 Scorpios.
I know what it's going to be.
And we'll be
I
able
have
to
a
get
very,
one on one.
very good idea of what it's going to be.
What do you think, Mike?
It's going to be a Macho Man Randy Savage simulator.
So
You just die at the end.
we were talking last week.
oh,
Now, come on now.
Too
Hey,
soon.
it's way too soon. It's always too soon for Macho Man.
And you're
And
going to be flying around
No,
here
there's-
with Slim Jims in your hands, beating the shit out of everything.
Here's
No,
what it'll be. It won't be a Randy Savage game. It'll be a Bonesaw game. You know, his character from
Bonesaw
Spider-Man.
McGraw.
Yeah, his character
So-
from Spider-Man.
Yeah.
so we were talking about last week when we were playing a game about the fact that there's a Macho Man Randy Savage mod in Skyrim.
And
Fallout 4. But in Skyrim, all the dragons are replaced by the Macho Man Randy Savage.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And how awesome would that be to play?
That's awesome.
So, I just think I've challenged Graham to play that and stream it on Twitch on our channel. So that's that.
Oh, for sure.
Then I would just go hunt for some death claws. Actually, I'm at a scene where a death claw is going to come up, so if I could just go turn on that mod, I could go right to it, actually.
You should, man.
So, Eugene, do you have any more questions or not? Because I have one more.
I
thing.
did want to. I did want to bring up our Discord channel code.
Yep. Go
So
for
our
it.
Discord channel code, and I don't know if it matters. There's lowercase and uppercase, so I'll read it exactly the way it is. It is lowercase m, capital H, W, Z, lowercase b, x, p. So once again, lowercase m, capital H, W, Z, lowercase b, x, p. So if you go to sign in Discord, make a account, all they need is an email address from me. You can put in that code, and that'll take you directly to our Discord chat channel.
All right.
I got it.
And then to wrap up discussion today, we are doing a question from Steven Wiseman. He says, would you like to see more games go the route of Total War Warhammer, where you own, or if you own the first, then once the second game comes out, you get all your DLC to transfer, and you can play on a map that combines the first and second ones together?
Mm.
Do you see that happening with any sort of games, console-wise or PC-wise in the future?
Yeah. Now, didn't GTA do something like this where they had the older map in the newer version or something for online, maybe?
I don't know.
Not that I know of.
Yeah. But see, that wouldn't be a bad idea because they've already went through the time to create the world and all that stuff. And with newer consoles with more space, then if you could add that map into the newer one and just change maybe the environment or the characters. I'm just thinking, for example, right now, the Witcher 3 world is massive, and you still got these main continents and stuff like that. So if they're going to come out with a Witcher 4 game, basically, then why can't you have that world and then just add on another one? I don't know if people
because that game would be 120 gigabytes in size.
Yeah.
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 But the way I see it is, it's all about money, and I don't see a big AAA title doing that. It'd be great fan service, but once again, you'll have a bunch of fanboys cry out, that they're just recycling content. They're not making any new content. I think Warhammer can get away with it because they do have a smaller fan base, so they need to keep their fan base. Call of Duty won't do it. I don't know if Grand Theft Auto do it. Even Grand Theft Auto, they could do it and get away with it because they make so much money anyways that it doesn't matter. But I don't see EA or Activision or games like The Witcher that they'll do that. Warhammer has to do that to keep their audience base.
Yeah.
Eugene, I agree with you because even when companies try to do something like this, it turns into fan complaining.
Yeah, they're just trying to make quick money.
Why are you giving us recycled packs?
Recycled. Yeah, exactly.
So, I don't see it. I don't know. We had an article similar. Just on a similar topic, I guess, on sports games. If yearly releases were a good idea, or whether they should be released biannually.
Mm-hmm.
So I contributed to that. You can check that out on xboxculture.net, but just as a preview, I said they should absolutely release every year because A, fans buy them every year, and B, if you don't release them every year, I think your fringe franchises go away within the envelope or within the umbrella of EA, for example, because your NHL's example don't make as much money, your UFCs, your PGAs. They don't make as much money, and without Ultimate Team every single year to carry them, when EA reported 720 or 50 million in Ultimate Team revenue in 1 year, I don't think they carry them. So I think the same thing applies here. Most companies are concerned with bottom line. So while Warhammer may have done that, I don't see a lot of franchises doing it.
Nope.
Yeah.
And I just got to add one thing. Steven, did you ask this question because you want me to buy this game? Because you keep on me about
I know he was after you
game.
to buy it.
And I've been really contemplating it, but I haven't made the jump yet. So
no,
when
you just need to go ahead and put your money into South Park and play South Park.
Yep. And I think it's great when franchises do a fan service like this. I do. I think it's awesome. Mm-hmm. But to expect every single one to do that is unrealistic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because these companies are out to make money.
Yeah.
They are businesses.
But that's not a bad thing either, because the more money they make, the more they invest into new IPs and new things,
Right.
you know? So it's not a bad thing. And I think that a lot of gamers view it as a bad thing. I don't think it is.
Okay.
And with that,
Anything else, guys?
I thought you were going to say something.
Yeah. No. I'm good.
no, I am good. Do we have any more questions?
I do not have any. Eugene, do you?
No, sir.
All right, sir. So that, everybody, is... first of all, thank you for all the questions.
Thank you, guys.
That, everybody, is going to do it for episode number 49. Next week, episode number 50. A huge milestone for us, by the
50.
way. Huge milestone.
Who'd have thunk we would have made it this far, guys?
I
Who
know.
would have thunk? Who would have thunk?
Especially with you.
No, I was thinking I would have quit long ago, but apparently I'm a sucker for abuse and
I know.
sucker for not being able to pronounce words properly.
So next week we're
MCs
gonna
get
have-
no
You know what?
respect.
The more Nintendo, like, Japanese and games we get, the better.
Yes. Yes.
I
yes,
just
yes.
pray for Japanese releases every single
Yes,
week.
I do. I know.
Please
Or
no,
just chaos.
please no questions with Japanese titles in it. Okay?
Yep.
So thank you so much for listening to episode number 49. Next week for episode number 50, which is a huge milestone for us, we'll be live on the Respawn Network on Twitch. You can catch the show on Respawn Network on Twitch or twitch.tv/Third Sun Gaming. Until then, everybody have a great week. Stay safe and play some great games. We'll see you next week.
Happy gaming, everyone.
Later.